The idea of walk back tuning is just one box you need to tick to make sure that your bow is perfectly tuned. Let's get into it. Walk back tuning is important for when you want to shoot further distances. Sometimes when you shoot at closer distances, you hit the spot, and as you go further to 60 or 70 or 80 yards, for some reason you are shooting either to the right or to the left, and keep in mind that's when the wind is not blowing. So what is important to do is to fine tune your bow with walk back tuning, and the idea is so that at 20 yards and at 80 yards you are going to shoot exactly in a straight line from the top to the bottom as you are moving your sight. So what is very important before you even consider doing walk back tuning, your bow has to be tuned, your cam timing has to be in, you have to have done a paper tune to make sure that your arrows are flying straight. Critically important, you need to make sure your second axis and third axis on your sight is in line, and second axis even more so important. The third axis would be definitely important as you're going to slopes and so on, so make sure that is done before you start doing a walk back test. When you do walk back test, don't come and do it on a windy day, because you're not going to get the results that you are looking for. What is walk back tuning, and what is the goal of walk back tuning? I've already measured this out. This rubber skin here, it's completely level. I'm going to start at 20 yards and I'm going to aim at this spot. I'm going to move further back and I'm going to continue aiming at this spot. I'm not changing my sight whatsoever. The goal would be at 20 yards I'm going to hit the spot. As I go further back, the arrows are going to drop lower and lower and lower. I'm going to go as far as I can without running out of real estate on this butt here. My goal would be so that this is nice in line, and if there are any changes to be made, I'm going to show you to make the changes to get it spot on. As things happen, the wind is suddenly arrived, but at least the wind's coming from the back. I'm standing at 20 yards. I'm going to aim at that blue marker at the top, and I'm going to make sure that I shoot 2 arrows and that I hit it perfectly. That rubber skin, that line is perfectly level and in line. So I'm aiming for the blue, and then I'm going to walk back a few paces, and then I'm going to see what it is actually doing. Keep into account that if you do execute a bad shot and you know it was a bad shot, disregard that arrow. So I'm happy with that. That is pretty much on the line or very close to the line. I'm going to take back 10 paces. I'm going to aim at the exact same spot. So I'm most probably going to drop at least 6-7 inches from where I hit on the previous distance. That was a great shot. That's on the line. Was another great shot on the line. A little bit lower. I am not moving my sight. I'm going to take another 10 paces back. I'm aiming at the same mark on the top of the target. This will shoot even lower. Fairly decent shot, a little bit weak. That wasn't a bad shot at all. I can already see a little bit of a change, that it's not perfectly in line. I'm going to take 10 paces more, and I'm shooting on a nice big butt there. That butt is 1.5 meters by 1.5 meters. So it's a nice big butt to do this test on. I'm standing just over 40 yards now, aiming at the same spot without having moved my sight. Decent shot. I'll shoot 3 arrows here, making sure that I get at least a good grouping there. That was a good shot. That was a good shot. Let's go 5 yards back. I'm moving out of space there. 3 arrows left. This is almost 50 meters. was a nice shot. I've shot, well, at least 10 arrows, 10, 11 arrows from a distance of 20 yards, almost up to 55 yards, almost 50 meters. And I want to check the line. This is level, what I'm shooting at. What's nice, like I said, any bad shots you disregard. But what is clear is as I'm hitting the spot here at the top, you can see there's a slight movement to the right of this actual line. And if there is any wind, it's coming from the back right. So this was not the wind at all. So with my arrows being to the right of this line, I'm going to loosen my arrow rest and I'm going to move it ever so slightly to the left. So I'm actually taking my rest and I'm moving it towards where I want it to be. So I'm making a small adjustment, not even a millimeter, making a small adjustment, and then I'm going to continue doing this process until it is 100% in line with this. These arrows were all on the right hand side of this line. If the arrows were going to the left, you would need to move your rest from left to right. And this doesn't have any effect if you're a left-handed or right-handed archer. It's the same for both. If you're missing left with this line, move it to the right. Small adjustments. I've made the adjustment. I'm going to do exactly the same thing. I'm not changing my sight at all. I've only moved my rest. So I'm going to shoot a few arrows here and I'm going to pace myself back all the way and see if this improved. If I look down my bow, I can see the arrow is nice and in line, even with that small adjustment, but it's the small adjustments that make the bow accurate. This bow was shooting a nice bullet hole in the shop, and now we come out here and we do a walk back test and we make a small adjustment on the rest here. I do not go back to the shop to see if I shoot a bullet hole with my bow, because I'm doing this exact thing here. We're going to restart at 20, aiming at the blue spot. I have not moved my sight. That is spot on. That was a great shot. I'm not even going to take another shot. That was perfectly in line. It's on the money. We are standing at 30 yards, aiming at the same spot. That was a great shot as well. That is on the line. So I can already see that that small change has made that improvement. Both those shots were money. Moving back to 40 yards. Well, it was a good shot. Happy with that. That is in line. Happy to see that. A little bit of rough shot. But not bad. Money. Let's go back. I'm going to even pace it back almost to maximum distance, and I'll shoot my last few arrows here just to make sure that we are in line. But what I'm seeing there in the front, I am happy with that, even that small adjustment. That was a good shot. That was exactly on line. And you need to be forgiving with yourself as well. If you are, that's why I also say shoot more than one arrow. Shoot a grouping. See where the average of that grouping is, and that'll give you an indication if you need to move your rest. That was a good shot. That one went off a little bit left, and that is exactly where it hit. That's probably about 1.5 inches left, so that's one I'll disregard. Yeah, I've shot good arrows. I'm happy with that. It'll be interesting to see This will definitely help you be more accurate at the longer distances. A small adjustment. I've moved this less than a millimeter to the left because of what I've seen there in the front. And now you can just imagine at the longer distances what kind of groupings you'll get. And this will just optimize your accuracy and arrow flight. Fantastic to see. I'm happy with this result, especially showing you guys. It doesn't always work out so well, but I am happy with this. As you can see, I've hit this on the line all the time. I mean, I'm not going to be too rough on myself there. That's a tad on the right-hand side. I'm not going to make any massive changes with that. If you do want to go and do this kind of test over and over, I mean, you can even move this less than half a millimeter to see if you can bring it in exactly on line. For me, thinking, you know, these shots and with the short stabilizer, I'm pretty happy with this. This will definitely improve your accuracy. This will make it more easy for you to shoot and to get the better results that you're looking for. Please leave a comment below if you tried this and if it worked for you. If you've done this before, if you like this explanation, make sure to comment. Please like and subscribe. I'll catch you on the next one.